Hello, everyone. Welcome to part two of remakes and remasters. I'm Sweet Tea Killer, and I am here to talk to you about games that I would love to see get some more love in modern day from when they were first released. Now, as this is part two, if you would like to see part one, there's going to be a link that appears right now in the top right hand corner of your screen. Click on that one if you'd like to go see the first video. Now, before we get started talking about the games themselves, let's try to pay some bills. Today's video is sponsored by me. If you would like to get a hat or a mug, or maybe even a t-shirt, and also sponsor this channel, then head on over to my merch store. The link is in the description below. Pick yourself up something nice and maybe something for someone you care about. Now back to the video. Let's talk about some definitions. So the definition of remake, in the definition that I'm going to use, is a remake is where someone takes the game engine and makes something different using the game that the engine is used for. So modders do this a lot when they make different types of mods and stuff for the games they're modding. The most obvious example for me, and what I like, is the movie duels mod of Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. Much of the movement and action and fighting and stuff like that is based off of the engine that runs Jedi Academy. They did make some tweaks and stuff like that to the gameplay, but the engine is still there. And honestly, whenever someone actually cares and does it, they tend to do a really good job of it. But I digress. That's remix. A remaster, like Oblivion remastered, that was released recently, is essentially where they take the the base game and make everything prettier. A lot of times with this, they will use a different engine, and one of the more popular ones to one of the more popular engines to use is Unreal Engine 5. And I believe that's what they did with Oblivion, but it doesn't matter for this particular video. So the first game that we're going to talk about is one that's near and dear to my heart because of its central character, Wolverine, and that is X-Men Origins Wolverine. I purchased this game brand new back in 2008 whenever the movie came out because, like I said, I'm a huge Wolverine fan. I have been since 1992. And honestly, given his character, personality, and his abilities, it was the most faithful creation of a Wolverine game that I have ever seen. Unfortunately, number one, it was tied to a god awful movie. I was not a fan of that movie. That is not what this video is about, but let me make it clear, I cannot stand that movie. Number two, unfortunately, this game got very, very boring very, very quickly because aside from the upper level enemies, anything past your grunts, there was really only one way to deal with them, whether it be the cloaked soldiers that you had to basically use your enhanced senses, go grab them and turn their shotgun on them. So stuff like that. And I would basically make it where there's more than one way to deal, more than one way to skin a cat. So, with those type of guys, you don't have to do that. You can, there's more variety to the different move sets and everything that you can do to take care of one enemy or another. Please do not include that stupid Leviathan rock thing, because that is one of the things that made the game so repetitive. Is okay, so wait till he picks up a rock, lunge. Wait till he picks up a rock, lunge. Ch- Slash at his head. And then whenever he's down enough, you pull his head off. That's, I think there's like 4 or 5 of them in the game. It really slows everything down, and it was just a pain in the neck to me. So the final thing that I would do to X-Men Origins Wolverine is take a page from the Batman Arkham games. And that is whenever, let's say there's a section, and I mean, this could be repetitive too. So something to watch out for whenever this is being, developed and made and everything. But whenever a character comes up where Wolverine doesn't know where they are, he has to track them using his enhanced senses. And I don't mean not necessarily anything that has been done before, but it uses his all of them, not just, his sense of smell or something like that. He is tracking them. He's using, his knowledge of criminals and, his enhanced senses and then other things like that. And maybe even throw some interrogations in there. That would be honestly pretty cool from my standpoint. So that is what I would do to improve X-Men Origins Wolverine, except that I would change the name to something else. I do have hope for the Insomniac Games Wolverine game that's coming out. Maybe this year, maybe next year, maybe next decade, whatever. I don't know. Next, we're going to talk about Power Stone. Power Stone is a hybrid fighting game beat 'em up game from Capcom that was released on the Sega Dreamcast. And they did make a sequel, which they were trying some things, which I respect, but we're mainly going to talk about the first iteration of Power Stone in this video. So first of all, I would like to say that Power Stone by itself, the first one, is a great game. Its strength is found in its simplicity. What you have is two characters on one fairly small stage. They're running around trying to collect all four Power Stones first. And once they collect all four of them, they have a short period of, I don't know, basically godhood. And during that time, try to inflict pain on your opponent. And when you don't have the godhood, so to speak, then you can still inflict pain on your opponent, but it's a better idea to go around and get all the gems first. But anyway, that is a very, very basic explanation of this game. And like I said, the strength is found in the simplicity. So what could I do to enhance that game? Number one, make more characters. The characters that they had are great. I'd say some of them, could use some tweaking, but overall they have very diverse personalities and abilities and stuff like that. There's one guy who I call him Dwayne Johnson because he's basically like the Thing, the Marvel character. He's a rock, and I think once he gets all the power stones, he turns into a rock. But there's a lot of diversity in all of these characters. So um, but I would have more characters, and with more characters, I would have more abilities per character. Um, like I said, this game was released on the Sega Dreamcast, and so I think with modern hardware, Xbox, Nintendo, Sony, PC, we could come up with something else to make this game a bit more and make it enjoyable for a new generation of fans. Now, the next game we're going to talk about is another one that's near and dear to my heart. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this IP, but I am a huge fan of this game. And if you've seen my playthrough recently that I live streamed, you'll know that I'm talking about The Punisher. If you've ever played the Max Payne games but have not played The Punisher, then you have a good general idea of what the gameplay is like. However, and everybody that's played the game knows where I'm going with this. The thing that set The Punisher apart from really any game that was released about the same time is the interrogations. The interrogations were very they had a lot of variety already, but I feel like it's good, but it could be better. Don't get me wrong, I love the interrogations the way they are, but I think that it could be given a little bit more oomph. There are also special kills in The Punisher. For instance, there's one point where you go after a crime family and they're all in a funeral home. And if you grab one of them, use them as a shield, walk over to a casket, throw them in there, throw a grenade in there, and walk away. And that's how he kills that enemy. So there's they have a very, very good base to go off of. And I think that they, make the game longer, give them more interrogations, more special kills, and finally more weapons. There was one machine gun kept that could hold 100 rounds. I believe it was called the Saw. I can't remember the exact name, but it's my personal favorite weapon in the game. and more stuff like that, more 100 round magazine weapons. Throw some the golden gun or something in there from Goldeneye. I don't know, whatever the case is, just a little bit more. And as with all these games, make the graphics better, make them more crisp, more vibrant, stuff like that. And I think that it could be a really, really good game for a really, really long time. And finally, the last game I'm going to talk about is probably a sacred cow for a lot of, we'll call them, veteran PC gamers. Um, Please do not send me hate comments, or if you do, whatever, I get credit for the algorithm, credit with the algorithm for more engagement. But the next game I'm going to talk about is Deus Ex. Now, don't get me wrong. I really, really want to like this game. I really do. I can see where the love for this game comes from. I really can. But it has some flaws. Now, granted, I understand it was released at the turn of the century, 99, 2000, somewhere around there. But if I have a firearm and I'm pointing it at the enemy in the game and it is squarely on their face and the character is, say, 25, 30 feet from me, and I pull the trigger multiple times and hit nothing but air, and this character is supposed to be a cyborg? Are you flipping kidding me? I'm sorry, but I cannot say how this game is great when that exists. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, you know what? Tell me in the comments. I would love to hear that I'm wrong about this game, and I've been wrong about this game for over a decade now. I didn't play it when it was brand new. I was able to play it more recently, and I just don't get it. So I would fix, things like targeting, um, and hit detection and stuff like that. I would, again, I want to like Deus Ex. I don't. And I would like to see that change. So with the better targeting, I would also um, include more gadgets. I think with modern hardware and size of games and everything, that we can deal with some more gadgets in a game like that. Um, I The inventory system in Deus Ex is, from what I can tell, I've never played it, but it's a lot like Escape from Tarkov. I've seen lots of content creators playing Escape from Tarkov, and it seems like they took that directly out of Deus Ex or another game at the time that used it. Not saying that it was created by them, but I am saying that it's very, very similar to it. So it has a much Escape from Tarkov has a much bigger inventory. So I feel like the character can carry a lot more than what the original character could. So, and with all these games, finally, I would definitely make the graphics better. It was great for the time. It was groundbreaking. It looked really good, but now not so much. So that is it for this video. I hope you all very much enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button for me. And if you want to see more videos like this one and live streams and off stream playthroughs and opinion on retro gaming topics, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, and I would greatly appreciate it. And you'll have more videos coming your way soon. If you have a game that you would like to see remastered or remade, give me the details in the comment section. Comics in the comments section. I would love to hear from you. And until next time, work hard, play hard, game hard, but above all else, be excellent to each other. Bye.